told to accomplish the One Belt One Road initiative is through massive spending on different infrastructure projects. Physical infrastructure is a fundamental requirement and the beginning of economic and cultural connectivity. In the Asian countries, there is a wide range of projects currently under construction or under negotiation. Here is a list of cross-border and local projects. For example, the list includes the construction of the Central Asia-China gas pipelines that run from Horgoz, Serbia to Jizan, border city of Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan. Also included are numerous energy, road, seaport, and telecommunication projects in Pakistan, and various road, rail, aviation, and seaport projects in Thailand, Malaysia, and Sri Lanka. From an economic perspective, how do countries benefit from infrastructure development? To answer this question, let's focus on two types of infrastructure, namely transport and information and communication technology, or ICT. Transport infrastructure is crucial for economic growth. According to Nobel laureate economist Joseph Stiglitz, one of the main reasons why countries on the African continent have low economic growth is due to their landlocked geography. ICT is also vital for economic growth. How do the transport infrastructure and ICT affect trade? A recent empirical study shows us some evidence on the positive effect of infrastructure on trade and growth. For example, the study found that a 10% increase in paved roads increases economic growth by more than 5%. A 10% increase in the number of telephone lines and mobile phones increases economic growth by more than 1%. A 10% increase in the number of fixed and mobile phone subscribers for both exporters and importers boosts trade by 2.6% and 0.2% respectively. A 10% increase in internet security in exporters and importers will raise trade by 0.65% and 0.67% respectively.
The expenditure approach measures GDP as the sum of consumption expenditure, investment expenditure, government expenditure, and net exports of goods and services. How do the transport infrastructure and ICT affect GDP? If private investment and government expenditures on infrastructure projects increase, then GDP increases. Future GDP may also increase due to current capital accumulation and productivity improvement. Transport infrastructure and ICT could also promote export and import. Depending on the project, countries may import or export goods and services, such as internet services and trains. The effect of infrastructure spending on net export is unclear. If net export increases, then GDP increases. If net export decreases, then GDP decreases. According to the Solow growth model, productivity or output per worker is a source of sustained economic growth. With better infrastructure, workers can travel to and from work more efficiently. Internet communication allows workers to organize their work and leisure more effectively. Easy communication can also encourage for exchange of information and ideas, thereby speeds up our learning process. Better infrastructure can also lower production costs for firms and perhaps lower prices for consumers. Firms are more likely to mass-produce, drive down the unit cost if they can conveniently sell to domestic as well as export markets. Internet connectivity also allows firms to timely manage the size of their inventory. An excellent example of inventory control is Dell Computers. Its inventory strategy is to hold zero inventory. Its suppliers have to be standby and be ready to supply parts on a very short notice. For this strategy to work, effective infrastructure is the key.
What is the current state of the infrastructure development in Asia? Click each of the buttons to view the data and answer the questions. What is the current state of the infrastructure development in Asia? Click each of the buttons to view the data and answer the questions. The Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, or AIIB, is one of the main channels that provides financial support for the vast number of infrastructure projects envisioned by the One Belt, One Road initiative. The AIIB was set up in December 2015. It is based in Beijing, comprising 57 members from the continents of Asia and Europe. Its main objective is to provide funding for infrastructure projects of member countries. Its spending on infrastructure projects is to be at least $15 billion per year. China is the AIIB's main shareholder.